have been saved through faith.
Yes, God.
And that not of yourselves.
Yes.
It is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast. For we are his workmanship,
Yes, God.
created in Christ Jesus for good works,
Yes.
which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Pay attention to that. Genesis chapter 50. Going to read begin at verse 18. Genesis 50, 18. Then his brothers also went. Now let's back up one more verse to verse 17. Thus you shall say to Joseph, I beg you, please forgive the trespass of your brothers and their sins.
Yes.
For they did evil to you. Now please forgive the trespass of your servants of the God of your fathers.
Yes.
And Joseph wept when they spoke to him. Then his brothers also went and fell down before his face. And they said, behold, we are your servants. Joseph said to them, do not be afraid, for I am in the place of God. But as for you, you meant evil against me.
Yes, yes.
But God meant it for good.
All right.
In order to bring it about as it is this day, to save many people lives.
Amen.
You may be seated.
Amen. Amen.
People, y'all probably heard me say this before, really don't have a major topic for you. But I like to give you this topic. It's a family affair.
All right. All right. All right. Amen.
It's a family affair.
All right. Amen.
Now I'm 47 years old, and when I just said that topic, some of y'all probably remember Sly and the Stones.
Yeah.
And it came to your mind. So this is a story about a family. This is a story about a family. But what I want to show you when I read Ephesians, because it makes a point here. When you read Ephesians, and everybody pretty much, if you've been in church a while, you're familiar with the scripture that all things work together for the good of those who love God. And those he have predestined, he justified. And those he justified, he glorified. And I read this here because I often think about my walk with Christ and wonder why certain things happen to me.
All right.
And why certain things won't happen to me.
Come on.
You have to, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all have asked the same question to yourself.
All right.
But people, when you're on this journey for Jesus Christ,
All right.
this is a journey of suffering.
Yes.
If you are truly on this journey for Jesus Christ, it says all who live godly for God will suffer persecution.
Yes.
You're going to suffer, people.
Yes.
But you're going to suffer before you're going to suffer for your good.
Amen.
All right.
And people suffering may seem bad at the time,
Right.
but it all works itself out to make you a better individual.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
And people, when you're going through suffering for Jesus Christ as a Christian, that's what we are called to do. I know you done seen all of the other sermons about making church and making this word all about you.
Right.
But people, let me tell you something. It's not about you.
No.
Yes.
It's about Jesus.
It's about Jesus.
Yes.
Working his will through you.
Yes.
Yes.
It's about
Working
Jesus.
his will through you.
Yes.
And people, to be a Christian, or let me put it this way, to be a disciple,
Yes.
That's it.
to be a disciple,
Yes.
you're going to have to go through.
Yes, Lord.
Anything.
Oh, God.
You're going to have to go through many trials, people.
Yes, Lord.
See, it's not about houses and cars
No,
when
it's
it
not.
comes to Christ.
Come on now. It's not.
Now, you can believe whatever they tell you. It's not about houses and cars.
Mm.
It's about making a stand for Jesus Christ.
Yes, Lord Jesus.
And Jesus Christ have to tailor some of us and mold us. But look what Ephesians said. It said, for by the grace you have been saved
Yes, Lord.
through faith, and that not of yourselves.
Yes, God.
It is the gift of God, people. It is a gift.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
It is a design
Thank you.
that you're going to go through what Jesus Christ has went through being one of God's children.
Yes, Lord.
My Lord.
It says not
Not
of works, lest anyone should boast. He's not going to give you that credit.
That's right.
He's not going to give you that opportunity. And when you watch people really boast about their life and to boast about the things that they have and want to relate it to God, you better be very aware
Yeah.
of people like that, because let me tell you something. My Bible tells me when you live godly, you suffer.
That's right.
You suffer, and you have to be able to go through, because God is preparing you for something.
That's right.
God is preparing
Yes,
you
God.
for a mission, people.
Hallelujah.
And you have to be able to go through in this life.
Yes.
That's right.
This life, man, this life deals a bad hand sometimes.
Yes, it
You
does.
ain't gonna always get a good hand.
Come on.
But you gotta know how to play the hand that you get.
Yes,
My
sir.
Lord.
Amen. Yeah.
In the name of Jesus.
I thought playing dominoes, people, when you play dominoes, you know, I always thought, Pierre, I wanted to get that big six. I wanted to get that big six in my hand. And I wanted to get that six tray. And I wanted to get all the good dominoes.
Yeah.
But when you run against somebody that know how to play a defensive hand,
Yeah.
you can get caught up with all those
That's
big
right.
numbers
That's right.
in your hand. Check this out. And you wind up paying off at the
That's
end.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
know you're right.
That's dominoes.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said that in his Shabbos, he said, look what he said in verse 10. He said, for we are his workmanship.
Yes, God.
For we are his workmanship.
workmanship.
You belong to him.
Yes, sir.
Preaching now. You working
You
out.
belong to Christ now.
Yes.
If you become a disciple, you belong to Christ now.
All
And
right.
God can have free reign
Yes.
over your life. You better,
Hallelujah.
wait. You better ask Job.
Hallelujah.
God was talking to the devil about Job and didn't even much consult Job.
No.
Job didn't have no say-so in
That's
this.
right.
And all that Job went through, Job was still strong enough to say, naked I came,
And I shall
and
return.
naked I shall return. Blessed
Be the name.
be the name of God.
Lord.
For y'all who don't know,
Yeah,
Joseph just lost all of his kids,
Yes.
all of his livestock,
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
And he said, naked I came, and naked I'm going to leave.
Come on now.
But I tell you what, I'm going to
Bless
bless
the Lord.
the Lord.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
He
Hallelujah.
must had to tell his wife one time, when she was saying, baby, won't you just curse God and die? Won't you just go and die instead of trying to stay alive through all that turmoil, through all that suffering? He looked at that woman, he said, hey, foolish woman, why should we always get good from God
Yes.
and never evil.
Yes, Lord.
Never suffering.
Yes.
See, people, you're going to have to be able to go through
Yes.
because God is preparing you.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
Woo, man.
Thank
And
you,
when,
Lord.
and he said this, we are his workmanship.
Yes, sir.
His workmanship.
Created.
When you think about being his workmanship, I think of a man that works in a shop.
Come on.
And he makes these dolls and all this kind of stuff. How he strategically look at these dolls and he put the arm where it needs to be, the ears where it needs to be. But he just spent all this time where you will rush through it. He spent time sanding on it and constantly sanding on it and smoothing it out. And even with, see, he didn't want y'all because you will rush the job. See, you don't supposed to rush God or a craftsman because he's good at what he do and he takes his time. You know, they tell me one time, one of my buddies, dude named Ronnie D had told me, he said, Corey, you know what? You sure cut slow. I say, you know what? I say, you right, Ronnie, but I tell you what, when you get in the chair, I go a little faster. And when he got in the chair and saw that I started going faster, he said, hold up, Corey, don't speed through my head. I said, well, you said I cut too slow. He said, but I'm in the chair now. Won't you? I say, look here, whether you're a child or an adult, I take my time because you know what? As I spin in the chair and look at your hair from an angle, and if I see something wrong, Pierre, I can, even though you're 5, I still can't send you out there because for the simple fact, when other people see it, they don't see you, they see my work. So God has to work on you because when you go out there, you're not your work, you God's work. God got to purify you, people. He got to burn you and all this kind of stuff. Let me tell you something about wood, people, what you don't know about wood. And some of y'all like the nice, pretty wood. I remember I was doing my floor. I was doing my stairs. And when I went to Home Depot, people, I was grabbing all the wood that had the burns and the cuts and scratches in it. And this man was helping me. He said, why you grabbing all of the burn? You don't want to get the best ones. I said, these are the best ones. Because when you stain it, and that stain and them burns and all that stick out, it look rusted, people. It look good. And them are the kind of, see, and that's what God do. He got to take you when you got stains all over you. Oh yeah, you got to get some stains on you. And God like using those things that have stains on them because when he put the finishing touch on it, in other words, when he put the stain on it, let me break it on, when he put the blood on it. See, one thing about the blood, and when it stains, even though it stains, you can still see the burn. Come here, Joseph. They don't know who Abraham, they don't know who I'm talking about. Tell them about your son. What's your son name? Your son named Jacob. You remember Jacob, man. Y'all remember Jacob? Jacob got into a wrestling match with God. And he had a wrestling match all night long. And he had the nerve and the boldness to tell God, I'm not letting you go until you bless me. And the angel said, no, you got to let me go. And he said, no, I'm not letting you go. And the angel had to throw his hip out of socket. He put a stain on it, people. And when Joseph, it doesn't matter later on Jacob, at all those years, whether you seen it 5 years later, you seen it 15 years later, you seen it 20 years later, you know what Jacob had? Jacob still had that limp. And that limp remind him of the wrestling match. See, God got to stain you. Preach. That others may see. The good work that he put in you. Because he does things right. He's a craftsman. Craftsmen don't rush. When you love something, you like doing something, you want to put your name on it, you don't just rush it out there. And you got to treat everybody the same. See, he's a worksman. But people, we have a story about a man. A young man, people, named Joseph. Joseph was a young man that didn't want no trouble, but to do what his daddy told him to choose.
Yeah, yeah.
Look in Genesis 50, people.
Yes.
Look at Genesis 50.
Lord have mercy.
Genesis 50, and I'm going to read verse 20 for you, and then we're going to walk through the life of Joseph.
All right.
All right.
Look here. Joseph said this in verse 20. He said, but as for you,
All right.
you meant it for evil.
All right.
He said, but as for you, you meant evil against me.
Yes.
He said, but God meant it for good. You see the word meant 2 times. See, but you understand when you looking in the English dictionary, it can have words that spell the same but have different meanings.
Right, right.
Now when he said at first, he said, but as for you, you meant evil against me. You keep it in the English language, and it's exactly what it means. You meant to do this. In other words, it was your intention.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But check out when God says it. He said, but God meant it for good.
All right.
Now, when you look up the word meant, again, you can't look up it from the English translation.
All right.
You can't look it up like that. You have to look it up from its original text. And the word in this original text means kashar or kashar. What it means is, meant means amending.
Okay.
Or you take fabric, people, and you take fabric, and but with you just look at the fabric.
Right.
But when they put the fabric together, the fabric has to be mended together the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, growing up, when I got a little older, my grandmother was a great seamstress,
Yes, yes.
and she was good at her job.
Right.
I mean, she was great at her job. And I used to sit back and watch my grandmother make clothes for women.
Yeah.
And one time I wanted her to make a friend of mine a suit. A girl, you trying to impress, and you have to go to the best.
Yeah, yeah.
And I asked my grandmother what she would charge me. And my grandmother said, because I love you, grandson, no, just bring it to me and bring her to me so I can get her size.
Yeah.
She said, but when you go to the fabric store, you pick up the best. Don't bring me no cheap fabric.
Yeah.
Because I don't work with cheap fabric.
Come on now.
So when I went to Cloth World, I had to get some good fabric and bring it back to my grandmother.
Yeah.
And I noticed how my grandmother took her time with this dress and how she would cut the patterns and all of this kind of stuff. And she would tailor this dress to this young lady and all this kind of stuff because she knew what she was doing, people.
Right.
So if my grandmother knew what she was doing, and she was the best, you can call my grandmother the GOAT, people. Y'all don't, sports people know what the GOAT means, the greatest of all time. See, y'all don't know what the GOAT means, but I feel like my grandmother was the greatest of all time. She was good at what she did.
Yeah.
And then when she was making this, and I had to go to the best, so when I think about why I was reading this, and when I thought about how he put it into play, he said, God meant it for good. So in other words, he took Joseph's situation
Yes, it is.
and he mended it
Yes, he did.
all together for his good.
Yeah.
Some of y'all don't know what happened, so let me tell you what happened. Back up to the Genesis 37.
All right.
Genesis 37.
Our Lord.
And I might not be able to finish all this, but I'm gonna try my best to rush through it. Genesis chapter 37, it says, now Jacob dwelt in the land where his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. This is the history of Jacob.
All right.
Look, Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brothers. And the lad was with the sons of Bela and the sons of Zephyr, his father's wives, and Joseph brought a bad report to them, of them to his father.
All right.
In other words, Joseph brought a bad report about his brothers.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, people, let me say, and Joseph was 17 years old. Now, that show me, people, that God can use young people.
Yes.
It doesn't matter your age. When God wants to use you, he can use you how he wants to.
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
At 17, people,
All right.
think about it. Now, you should think in the situation you in, you should have praised God for that, because you could have been today in Haiti.
All right.
Yeah.
Look here, people, you have to appreciate where you are,
Amen.
because it was God's grace that put you in the States,
Yeah.
because he could have put you somewhere in Haiti or one of these third world countries.
Right.
So you're richer than what you think you are.
Right.
And you have a head start more than anybody in Haiti that you can possibly think of. Now check this out, people. He was 17 years old. God used him. Now he went home and told his daddy about his brothers.
Yes.
And it said it was a bad report.
Right.
His brothers from that, and it says verse 3, now Israel, which is Jacob, loved Joseph more than all his children,
Yes.
because he was the son of his old age. Also, he had made a token of many colors. But when the brothers saw that their brother loved him more than all his brothers,
Yeah.
they hated him and could not speak peaceably to him.
My
Yeah.
God. My God.
Yes.
Hey, people, it's one thing that we didn't coin this word haters.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't coin the word haters.
Right.
But people, here it is now,
My Lord.
coming inside the family, to where your brothers don't, or your sisters, I'm bringing it, where your brothers or your sisters can't stand to look at you.
My God. My God. My God.
Not for what you have done,
Yeah.
Right.
but all because daddy or mama love you more.
All right.
Now, technically, I could go through the whole history of this and tell you why. Because technically, Jacob never wanted the other brother's mama. He was technically tricked into it, people. You have to read about it. I can't give you the whole history, okay? You have to read about it. But he loved Joseph's mama, which was named Rachel.
Right.
Right.
Look,
Yep.
he loved, it was love at first sight, people.
Yeah. Right.
This man was so infatuated when he saw this woman.
Right.
He worked for her daddy 7 years for free.
Yeah. Right.
When he messed around and thought he was getting her,
Yeah.
the daddy put the sister on him on the wedding night
Yeah.
and covered her up with the veil.
Yeah.
And he woke up the next day and he saw that it was the other sister. And he doggone near passed out. And he went and charged the uncle up
Yeah.
for tricking him. But how many of y'all know what goes around comes around? Because Jacob's name was Trickster, Conniver, Go-Getter. And you know where he got it from? He got it from his mama. He tricked his daddy. And his mama showed him how to trick his daddy.
Yeah. She showed it.
But now what goes around comes around.
All right.
Now he's working for a woman he don't even much want. That he's thinking he get it. Then he went and charged the uncle and said, what is this you done to me? The uncle said, well, you know that by law, the younger sister can marry before the older. See, they had principles in the Bible.
That's right.
It was order in the Bible.
Right.
So therefore, certain things can't be done until it be done correctly.
Right.
Even the Bible says in the New Testament, let everything be done decently in order.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So even right here, so he worked. Check this out. He worked 7 more years to get the woman he wanted.
Yeah.
Now you heard me say he was infatuated.
Yes, it was.
He was loved at first sight when he saw Rachel.
Yes, it did.
Let me show you how blind. Look, y'all, this is an analogy of some of us today that we could be so in love with somebody. And man, you know when you break up with them, and you start noticing everything. I didn't know he had a limp. I didn't know that he had a broke leg or a crooked eye and all this kind of stuff. No, because you was in love.
Yes.
Love helped you oversee all that. You don't see none of that. So Jacob was so in love, people, that the Bible say he worked 14 years for free. Check this out. And it said it seemed like 7 days. That's love. 7 days. You work 14 years. They tell me it's 365 days in a year. Time, look, that's amazing. And it was like 7 days. Check this out, people. So here it is. This 17-year-old being hated by the family. Y'all, some of y'all see, and you know, and most of us look at that as a bad thing.
Right.
No, people, I love it when my family hate me. Oh yeah, want me to tell you why? Because if you're standing up for Christ and they hate you because you're standing up for Christ, oh, that's worth being hated about. Because Jesus said, don't suppose that I come into the world to bring peace, but I came to bring a sword. I came to turn a father against his son and to separate a mother against her daughter and a a daughter-in-law against a mother-in-law. Don't suppose I came to bring peace. I came to bring a sword because I need to understand and see who is on my side.
Yes.
So when Joseph went and reported to the daddy about what the boys was doing,
Yes.
the Bible say that they got mad. People, he had to stand up. This is the part I try to get my kids to see. And I know y'all do it too. I don't care how close y'all are. I brought you here. I take care of you. And care means everything. From clothes to food to wants. Not just needs, but wants. And you mean to tell me I can look you in your face and ask you where your brother at, and you know doggone well where your brother is, and you tell me who take care of you and provide for you.
Yes.
I don't know. Or I ask you who been in my room and took this off of my dresser. You know. But to me, who take care of you, I don't know. And as long as you do that for your brothers and your sisters, and that's an honorable thing, so you think. Because the one who provides for you is asking the question now. You should never, ever hide the truth from the one. Y'all missed it. I ain't gonna leave us finish now. Who provides for you? I ain't no snitch. I almost said something. You ain't in court. What do you mean? I ain't no snitch. son, this you ain't on trial. I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
See, you can't get, but I like Joseph.
Come on, come on.
Yeah.
Joseph went back and gave a bad report about what his brothers was doing.
Yeah.
But check this out. See what the Bible say. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his brothers, children, because he was the son of his old age. Also, he made him a coat of many colors. It says, but when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all the brothers, they hated him, and then he must want to speak to him. Right. People, let me tell you something.
Lord have mercy.
We think a lot of times he hated them. The brothers hated him for going back and telling.
Right.
No. The brothers had animosity from the get-go.
That's right.
When they saw
That's right.
that the daddy made the youngest son, which was first, to Rachel, a coat of many colors.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the coat, people.
Right.
It was about the time that he spent mending the coat.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Wait a minute. Jacob wasn't on. Look, Jacob was a house child. He hung around his mother. He knew how to cook, people.
Yes.
He wasn't in the field. His brother Esau was in the field.
Right.
He learned from his mama how to make clothes.
Right.
And what he did when he, like I said about my grandmother, he took his time
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a craftsman. And he put this, and they knew what kind of time went into this.
Yes.
And everybody from that day and time understand when you get a coat made by your father like that represents something.
Right.
So not only look, you can see the brothers telling Reuben, man, I can't believe Daddy made that for me. Sounds just like some of your people, huh?
Yeah.
I can't believe Mama just take care of her. Let her talk any kind of way to her.
Come on, come on.
I just can't believe how Mama just don't,
Yeah.
Mama must love her more than,
Come on now.
but you don't understand.
My Lord.
What Jacob put into this.
Yeah.
So this is why they was more so upset, because everybody knew from around town, if you can say it that way. And it says, now Joseph had a dream. I'm going to rush through this story too, because I need to get somewhere. He had dreams, people. Notice something. And a lot of people, y'all have dreams.
Yes.
And y'all have questions about your dreams. But notice something, people. All those dreams, or majority of those dreams that you having, if they not from God, they're your emotions. In other words, when you wake up and you ask questions like, Daddy, I see in the future that this boy is my husband.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on, come on.
This boy is my husband.
Come on.